Welcome to BizTV's Beyond the Brand. I'm Kelli Phillips. My guest today is Tracee Holloway, owner of the Way Up Creative Group. Tracee's team specializes in crafting strategic narratives and visual identities that help clients achieve a higher level of impact. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more of BizTV's Beyond the Brand. Her team specializes in crafting powerful strategic narratives and visual identities that help entrepreneurs, nonprofits, and growing businesses find their voice, elevate their message, and achieve a higher level of impact. She's here to share her insights on how to build a brand that truly resonates. Please welcome Tracee Holloway, the owner and creative force behind the Way Up Creative Group. That's a mouthful, Tracee.
Is it?
It is. Now, we want to go back even further. I want to know about you. Where'd you grow up? What was life like? And what led you to creating this group?
Oh my gosh, taking it way back.
I'm taking it way back.
We can certainly do that because I think it does start there.
Yeah.
I was a kid who loved watching commercials. And I love to mimic the commercials, the jingles, and I analyze the commercials to a point. I'm like, oh, that's why it's funny. That's why it works, you know?
Yeah, but you said the word jingle. You're kind of giving away your age there a little bit.
Maybe.
Just saying.
You know, this didn't give it away.
No. No, not at all.
Okay.
But you like commercials as a child.
I loved it. I was definitely a very theatrical, creative kid, you know, drawing, singing. I did some plays and I was in theater, you know, and choirs. So I love all things creative and arts, you know. So I think that's what kind of led me to branding and marketing because I just love to present the message. Okay, what is it that we're trying to do and how can we visually create that and help people feel that? So I think it did start from way back.
So you knew as a child that you wanted to do this when you grew up.
I did. I knew it. I knew I either wanted to be in front of the camera, behind it, work at a table, writer's table. I knew I had that interest very early.
So why start the creative group?
I started almost 5 years ago. It'll be 5 years, February 2026.
Okay.
So I started about 5 years ago, but prior to that, I was doing writing, editing, PR with another business I did freelance. So, you know, it's 20-something years total about doing this, you know, work. And what made me start it was I love to help people who, first of all, need the help, but then who also helping other people. So that's really my passion, is to help the people who are helping other people.
So nonprofits.
Nonprofits, yes. And also a lot of professional services, counselors or academia, some of those as well. So and small businesses.
Can you talk about some of your clients and what you have done for them and helped them grow?
Sure. As far as nonprofits goes, full brand management for nonprofits. I've done everything from, you know, initiate the brand and develop the content or the message, the products, the services, kind of help them develop what it is and how it sounds and the look and feel for their communication, maintaining that too. So social media presence, website presence, marketing materials, flyers, signage, all of those kind of things. And then we also do public relations for them because that's very important. You know, they're out in the community and the public. So community and public relations for the nonprofits, as well as some events, event planning, event management, event coordination, event marketing materials, all the things. So whatever it is that they need to help establish or maintain or grow their brand, we can, you know, help them do that. So that's on the nonprofit side. Small businesses, pretty much the same thing, you know, from start to finish, we can help them do that same thing. Academia, if it's a personal brand, kind of the same thing. You know, if you're a counselor, you write a book. Okay, we can help you finish the book. We can help you market the book. We can help you actually develop the book too, writing, because that's where my background is in writing and editing. So we can help with all aspects of that. It helps you schedule a tour, do the interviews, and all the things to help you elevate your brand or your message.
So is it your group that comes up with what that brand should be? Or is there a lot of talking with the owners of the brand and the collaboration between the two of you or your entire group to come up with how that message is best portrayed to others?
Oh, absolutely. It's a joint effort. It's a collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't look at it as, they're my boss, I'm their employee. I look at it as we're partners in this, right? I want to know what your message is, what it is you want to convey, and even what you don't want to say, kind of how you don't want to frame this way or whatever. I'm here to help you do that. And so it's a joint effort to produce whatever the content is, whatever the messaging is. I work directly with them to figure that out. And then my team will jump in and help us, create the visuals for it, the rest of the messaging and the copy and all of that. But it's definitely a joint effort.
What does it mean to you when one of your clients, you get their message out, their brand is conveyed to the public, and people get it, and their response skyrockets because of what you've done?
I love it. I mean, I love to be a part of that foundation of the message. And when people get it and they resonate with it, that means I've done my job,
Mm-hmm.
So that's important to me. And also the client is happy because they're going to, whatever it is that they need to benefit from their audience, they're going to get that, And so I love it when that happens. It means we've met the mark, and that everybody's happy.
Where do you get your inspiration day in and day out?
Various places. I am a believer, so I, attribute God to a lot of what I'm doing. And matter of fact, that's how I came up with the name of the agency, The Way Up Creative, because He is the way, right? So, but that's where it came from. So from spiritual grounding, and then also family, and then of course like I was telling you, I watch a lot of commercials and content. I'm watching people a lot too. I people watch and just kind of see what are the dynamics of how people interact. How do they engage with one another? How are they speaking? What do they laugh about? What makes them feel sad? I watch people and I kind of look and see how can we use this to get the message out so that whatever the audience is, I've been watching that group enough to kind of know how they will resonate with something.
What are 3 tips you could give to any business nonprofit to help them succeed and get their message across?
Just off the top of my head, I would say, be willing to take chances. And in doing that, I say, a lot of people are kind of stuck in the way, right? They're stuck. They're so used to doing it this way. This is how it's always been done. But times are changing. So we got to change with the times. So one of those things would be willing to try something new and fresh and different for your brand. And then I would also say, we're always trying to achieve excellence, right? But it's not always readily available.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to push through and persevere, and you're going to have trial and error, and, just go forth, just start the thing, get it going, be okay with making some changes,
Is it okay to make a mistake?
Absolutely. That's part of the process. It is a part of the process. Mm-hmm. Trial and error for sure, especially when you're a business and you're maybe introducing a new product or a new service, or maybe targeting a new type of market, a new client, a new target audience. You're going to have trial and error. So that's part of that, right? And then the third thing would be to just be yourself, be authentic to who you are as a brand, and don't try to fit the mold of what you might see everybody else in the industry doing. You have to think, how do I portray who I am within my brand?
That seems to be a buzzword these days, authenticity.
Yeah.
Why do you think that's so important in today's world?
Just to put it point blank, it's hard to be fake.
There are a lot of people that are fake, though.
I know, but it gets tiring, doesn't it?
It does.
You have to be able to be yourself. If you can't be consistently who you are, then you're either going to burn out, the messaging's not going to hit right, something's going to seem off to the audience, and they'll know, So, but if you're yourself, you'll find your people. Like me, I'm a little quirky, a little different. And I'm looking for my people who can understand me as the way up creative, that I do things a little differently. And, it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It's not, like by the book all the time. We kind of go with it, go with the flow. But that's who I am. So that's a part of my culture of my business as well.
We need to take a quick break, but I've got more questions, so stick around. We've got more of BizTV's Beyond the Brand right after this. And we are back with Tracee Holloway, the owner of the Way Up Creative Group. And Tracee, where does your inspiration come from? There have to be some people in your background that have inspired you to do and continue to do what you do that you're so good at.
Absolutely. When I was a younger person, my grandmother had her own beauty salon.
Entrepreneur.
She was an entrepreneur, and she also baked cakes, and she prepared meals for people. She was not necessarily a hustler. She had a legitimate business and side gigs, side hobbies that she did and make money. So I've always watched her do what she loves to do. She loves to cook, and she loved to do hair. So I thought, I want to do that. So she inspired me to want to be a business owner. When I was very young, I said, Grandma, don't sell your shop to anybody else. Shop, salon, aging myself again.
Look at you.
I did it. But I said, don't sell your shop to anybody. I'm going to buy it when I get out of college. I'm going to run it and take over. She sold it when I was a sophomore or junior.
What did that do to you?
I had to make a plan B. That was my only plan.
But I think plan B has kind of worked out.
Plan B has worked out for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, my plan B was, okay, what else can I do in media and everything? I worked at radio for a couple of years. I was on the air as an on-air talent.
You left all of this out earlier.
Did I? Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did. Now all this information is coming out. Do tell more.
So I worked in radio for a while. I've worked in news media. I was on the assignment desk as a news assignment editor, which was also fun. I think I've had a lot of creative gigs or experience. And I think that plays into also my inspiration and my ability to help my clients, because I've worked in so many different industries creatively, and then some corporate, and I kind of find my way to creative wherever I go. But I've been there, C-suite
but in
level.
news, how creative can you get?
Well, you have to be able to hear the stories as they come in.
True.
And see them on the fax or in the emails. And you have to be able to take what you see and see, okay, what can be the angle for this? How can we make this interesting? Is it relevant and timely right now for what we need for the station or for this particular day? And so, so that's a part of that too. You have to be able to think about, it might just be, maybe the flyer's not great, but the content of it is like, oh, this is a great event. Right. So you have to be able to see beyond the words and kind of fill out, what can this story be?
And now turning the table, you're working for your clients to get that same information to the radio, to the TV, to the magazines, et cetera.
Right. Exactly.
So you know how to present it to get people to pay attention.
Right. That's all part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you kind of had a non-traditional path.
I did.
Getting to where you are today.
I did.
You want to talk about it?
I do. You know what? The thing about it is, there are things that people say you have to do a certain way, or else you can't do it. I think we live in a time where you just give it a shot. If you have a desire to do something, just give it a shot and go for it. You never know how it's going to work out. So my path to this has been very non-traditional. I went to college and majored in management information systems, which is basically IT,
And you use that in the creative world?
Well, I'm developing content databases and, organizing information for my clients. It's marketing information, it's client driven, but it is, managing the information and creating a system for it. So I'm using it in that way.
But when you went to school, what was the initial thought process after getting that degree?
To be an engineer or an actuary or a statistician.
Tracee, you would have hated that.
I know.
Your creative mind would have just hated being in that cubicle.
I would have fallen asleep every day at work. Every day. So.
Let's talk about AI. because I know that it's coming on strong, whether we like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Pros and cons of AI, in your opinion, what are they?
Let's start with the cons.
Okay.
I think, the cons would be, obviously, it's so easy that people will take the shortcut and not do the work, do the mental work that it takes. And to me, I consider that a con because I love to think, and, thinking creatively on your own, I think is a big part of keeping your brain healthy, your mind active. And so to me, that's a con. I see that as potentially very harmful to us as a society.
Mm-hmm.
But on the flip side, the positive is it is very efficient. It does save time, and I think in order for us to use it properly, so it doesn't cut us out of our work and jobs and all the things that potentially it has the power to do, I think we ought to consider how we use it and use it as a tool. Use it as a reference, use it, to get you started on an idea, to kind of outline something, to answer questions, to get an understanding, maybe that way, but not fall so much into it where it's doing everything for you.
Do you lose that authenticity if you strictly rely on AI, in your opinion?
Definitely. It's combining the language of every user on the internet. Right. So you already don't have your voice, your tone, your personality, who you are into those answers. Mm-hmm. Now, there are tricks to it. You can feed who you are into the AI, specifically, the chats, the groks, or whatever. You can feed who you are into it and can get a better picture of who you are. And some of those answers can kind of sound like you, but you still have to edit that and figure out, okay, what is it about this that sounds very computer robotic, and how can I make sure it interjects who I am? So,
and how can folks do that to show emotion?
Being emotion or what do they call it? Felt branded is, you really have to connect with your audience and figure out what is it that you want to convey. Let's say I have a greeting card line, right? And it's all about let's say grief and loss, right? Well, your audience is going to be grieving. They're going to be sad. They're going to be reminiscent. Mm-hmm. They're going to feel, maybe longing to be reminded of someone or feel close to them. So your messaging and your content, even in your social, your website, has to address how they're feeling. And that way they'll find you. It'll be a natural fit. So it's all about, coming up with what that looks like and the messaging based on your particular audience, your niche, and going by that. So you have to drill down. You can't be all over the place and just say, oh, I help everybody. But who's your ideal? Who's your target? Who really would resonate with this to the point where if you offered this to them right now, they would buy it?
So who is your target audience for your creative group?
Nonprofits, for sure. Nonprofits who are doing charity work, charitable nonprofits, meaning they're out there in the community, they're serving others in whatever way or capacity that looks like. That's my number one joy, is helping people who help people, mm-hmm. right? And then also small businesses. I love to work with like the mom and pops, they're starting out their small businesses. They really need to kind of have that assistance to get that foundation going. I love to work with them as well because it brings a smile to my face when they have everything that they need in place, and it's all going. I'm able to help them be consistent with that.
You think about your grandmother, don't you?
I do. I hadn't put that together, but that makes sense, Ms. Kelli. Yes.
If folks want more information on how to get in touch with you, they've got a small business, they've got a nonprofit, somebody that needs help, how can they find you?
My website's a great place to start. thewayupcreative.com. And then also I'm on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, but I don't use it too much, at The Way Up CEO and The Way Up Creative. But yeah, thewayupcreative.com is a great place to go there. And I offer a free call for my first time, time getting to meet and talk to me. I do 15 minutes free of brand elevation, discovery, meet and greet, just to kind of see, how's your business going? What exactly do you need help with that I can help you with? Or is there someone I can refer you to? So we do about 15 minutes for that, and they can schedule that on the website too.
All right, Tracee, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it, and best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll be right back with more BizTV Beyond the Brand right after this. Thanks for watching BizTV's Beyond the Brand. Be sure to subscribe to the BizTV YouTube channel, where you'll find full episodes of this show, fresh BizTV content, and a few surprises each week to help you stay inspired.